Hey guys, my name is Jacob Ferguson, and today I thought we were going to do something a little bit more different. Now, we are going to be talking about the one and the only Brita filter. Now, Brita stirred up some controversy on season 12. As you can see, I'm in a new location of my house. So, who is Brita? Well, Brita is a famous New York City drag queen, and I know a lot of people are like, New York has been has won a lot of the seasons, and that's true. Bob and Aquaria, just out of the 12, have been winners. But Brita came in really famous, really popular. A lot of people were expecting her to be on season 12. She wasn't. So, anyway, in walks Brita, first one into the workroom ever. And what did we think of her? Well, let's talk about her features. She has this great Polynesian look. She definitely does look like Maui, but minus the hair. And she, has this big smile. She is fabulous. A lot of people made fun of her face because they said she looked like a T-Rex, but for me, Brita looked awesome. She is awesome. She was definitely one of the villains of the season. I will not deny that a lot of us thought that. And it's no offense to Brita. Brita was one of my favorites. I just think that she got the Fifi O'Hara edit. Now, Fifi O'Hara was not a saint. We're Jeremy now. But Brita, obviously the fight with Aiden and Untucked, and everybody was like, well, Aiden is the victim here. 1 minute. I'm back, as you can see. He's just gonna stay up there. I'm back. I switched locations. The sun was getting in my way. So, Brita was... with each season, you have to have a villain. Now, obviously, the villain in this one was the one who shall not be named, even though she exhibited none of those qualities. And Brita was really the main antagonist from episode 1 to the end of Snatch Game and Madonna. And then once she got eliminated, it kind of was a free-for-all of who was going to be, like, the one that is beating everybody and everybody doesn't like. But everybody was awesome. Brita was eliminated 8th or 12th or 9th if you count Sherry, which a lot of us don't, but it messes it up. Sherry was the 13th contestant eliminated, even though she was the 4th. But it messes up the stuff. Anyway, Brita. So, she was awesome in the first episode, and in the third episode, too. She really didn't have that many standout performances that I could think of. And Abby, do you want to come down here and talk about Brita Filter? I don't know if he is going to come back or not, but, yeah, he is. Hey, Abe, do you want to talk about Brita with me? No? Okay, well, if he gets up here, not my fault. Anyway, so then came the ball challenge, and she did moderately well in the first two categories. But then came the third category, and she said, you know what, I'm going to take inspiration from Manila, and I'm going to do a pineapple dress. And everybody was like, that's not a pineapple. And she goes, well, I'm trying, okay? And everybody's like, we'll put you in the bottom for this. And that's when she got angry at Aiden. She was like, okay, well, this is the time. Why am I here and Aiden is not? And she lip sync and sent Rock'em Sakura, a fan favorite, out of the competition. So then she was in the bottom again, but didn't have to lip sync for Grey's Anatomy. And this is where she really dug into Aiden, and people had a lot of things to say about her. She had been kind of brash with Leslie Jones the week before, and now people are like, ooh, I want to slap you upside the head, Brita. And Brita didn't deserve that. She definitely was one of my favorites. But it was just the stress of the competition. We had seen Magnolia Crawford get angry with the judges, Mayhem Miller in All Stars 5, Jimbo on Drag Race Canada, though most of that was warranted, and Stacy got frustrated on season 3, but Brita was in for the attack. And so when she came for Aiden, and then Heidi piped in, and it was just a big mess, and everybody hated Brita and was on Aiden's side, which I was too, considering that Aiden really had been picked on the entire season. But Brita's point still stood that Aiden did waste time instead of actually being in the moment with the girls. She slept. So Brita, I mean, she was good. And then came Snatch Game. And really, I haven't really watched her Snatch Game, because I can't find it, unless I buy it myself, which I'm not going to. We had come in 2 episodes after Snatch Game, so Brita was already gone at that point. But Snatch Game, she was Jennifer Holliday. Now, I think it was because they wanted Aiden Zane and Brita to face off, because they knew that was a storyline that was happening. So, that's what they did. They had them face off, and Brita was like, I'm going to light the stage on fire and be fabulous. I mean, it was one of the best lip syncs, but not in my top 10. It may have been in my top 20 lip syncs. Just Brita's part, though. Aiden we'll get to when we get to the Aiden episode. So, after defeating Aiden and kind of proving her point, that she went on to the Madonna Challenge. And this is where it didn't make any sense that she was in the bottom. Jackie Cox, Heidi in Closet, and for me, I would have chosen probably either, I would have chosen Cherry Pie in the bottom, because hers, when you listen to it, it isn't as good as the rest of them. But I get it. They had to pick somebody else in the bottom, and since Sherry was, riding high. But to put Brita in the bottom and not Jackie, that's sort of weird. I could have seen Jackie and Heidi being in the bottom, and then Heidi being eliminated. Keeping Brita, but I understand you have to get rid of Brita, because then Heidi can't win Miss Congeniality. But Brita was robbed. I mean, she did the best she could, and got a lot of laughs from Rue. So, this video is going to talk about the controversies. Now, hate speech, bullying, all of that, trigger warning, I'm sorry, I should have said that before. Suicide, that's not okay. We should never send hate to anybody because they are different. However, however, Brita got the brunt of it. That was not okay, and the toxic fans, you know who you are. I doubt if any of you will watch this, and if you do, just know that I hope that you find it in your heart to actually like every queen for who they are as a person. I don't really like, who is it? I don't like Carmen Carrera that much, but she's a fashion icon, and there's a lot of nice things that I could say about her. I really did not like Dahlia in this season, but she's Aja's daughter, and she did serve a look while she was here. I didn't like Gigi that much, but Gigi was a strong competitor, and Maria the Robot was really funny. You just have to pick and choose, and I noticed that most of these people who are toxic are the people who are rooting for the ones that everybody likes. The Gigi Good fans. Valentina fans probably were the worst, which I did not like Valentina until All-Stars 4. I will admit that even though I never said anything to Valentina about it, it's not like she was going to read it, but I did not like her because of who she was and how her fans responded. Alyssa Edwards, I tolerate her. Her Joan Crawford is legendary, and there's no doubt that she deserved to be in the Drag Race Hall of Fame, but to go after Jeremy like that and for him to still be receiving hate, that is not okay. And that was my problem with Alyssa. Everybody is on the Alyssa bandwagon, and then when they watch All Stars 2 and see what Jeremy does to Alyssa, they get angry and send Jeremy hate, and Alyssa does not back her fans up. She doesn't go, okay, we need to put a stop to this. And I don't really know why, especially since Jeremy has gone out of his way to say that they are friends now, but if you and another person get into a fight, and you know that you are on the side that everybody's going to root for, and you know that that's going to stir up a lot of hate for this other person, tell your fans not to go after them. It's the same thing like when James had said that Morgan had died. A lot of people were like, well, F you, James, you don't know what you're talking about. She's still alive. You're a horrible drag queen. And James has quit drag now and is somewhere doing something. He has an OnlyFans. Did not buy a subscription because I don't have that money. But if you know that you are doing something wrong, Morgan has said that she did not want any hate sent to, at that time, Tyra Sanchez, to anybody. And James has still gotten into some controversy. But does that mean we should send him hate? No. In fact, he left the drag scene altogether, so we should forget about him. He wants to be left alone. Bullying of Widow about taking away Jan, and Jan deserved to go when she went. I mean, she should have gotten a challenge win for the Madonna Rusical, but she left after the thing after that. So you can't blame Widow for eliminating Jan, because Jan did not embody Shaka Khan. It's just like how Trixie was not able to embody Diana Ross when she and BB went up against each other. You know that there's going to be lip syncs that are going to be tailor-made to certain people. Brita was able to do Let It Go far better than Aiden. And Rue knew this. Rue knew that Brita was going to stay because Aiden did not put her all into the lip sync, and as a result went home. So for people to go, well, you shouldn't have eliminated Aiden, blah blah blah, you should have gone home. Brita was better at lip syncing than Aiden, and that's just the facts. Heidi in Closet was better at lip syncing than Nikki Doll. People were confused as to why Raja O'Hara stayed in the competition for so long. because she was a good lip syncer. Now, did I like her personality on her season? No. She came off as rude, brash, all of that. However, does that mean I wanted to send her hate? No. I actually gave her positives and saying, I know that you're trying your best. And that's what I believe is the correct thing to do. You are trying your best. You are giving it your all, even though you're stumbling right now. I did not give her pointers on how to act or how to react. A lot of toxic fans came up after Chi-Chi's passing. And one of the queens piped up and said, don't tell me how to mourn, and don't tell me how to do this and that. It was one of the season 12 girls. Absolutely. Chi-Chi DeVayne's death was horrifying and really heartbreaking. But telling somebody how they should mourn and how they should react is not okay. Of course, there's always going to be those people who want to send hate. And to those people I say, well, I hope you like where you're going right now, because if one of these queens ends up committing suicide because of something you wrote, there will be a mob of people personally tracking you down and killing you. It doesn't matter who the drag queen is. It could be Mariah Paris Balenciaga, which I doubt, because Mariah is awesome. It could even be Bianca, though, let's be honest here, she can take as much criticism as she wants and then throw it back in spade loads. But whoever it is, if that were to happen, and that amount of tragedy would cause somebody to do that, just know that if you were contributed to saying, well, you know, I hope you burn in hell and yada yada yada, that a bunch of people are going to be coming into your space and probably murdering you. That's how passionate the good Drag Race fans are about these queens. That they would do anything for them, even if, especially if they are hurting or in trouble. I remember Stacey Lane Matthews getting so many, apartment things because she was homeless. Take that into consideration when you attack the fans of Drag Race. Don't attack the drag queens that are in Drag Race. Don't always go to the negative. Focus on the positive. A lot can be said of how we act on social media. If you post, bikini pics or thong pics or, all of these pics, and everything is subscribed to my OnlyFans, if you're hot, I might have followed you, but not... I don't want that spam getting into my Instagram. So just think about what you're going to post or say before you say it, because you don't know who's going to see it or how their day is going to go. And it sucked that RuPaul Drag Race even had to come out and say, stop sending hate to queens. Jeffrey Boyer Chapman is another thing that I'm probably going to talk about soon, where his controversies were more recent and more talked about. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you soon. Bye!